Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to the review, another paid request, this time from Magnum Mac. Thank you for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. Now, this is for a film called A Further Gesture from 1997, which I had never heard of. I guess another title for this is The Break. But like I said, it came out in 1997 and it stars Stephen Ray, who's probably most famous for The Crying Game, which I was never big on that film. I honestly think the best part of that was either bits of the opening with Forrest Whitaker or the song and The Crying Game. I don't remember hating the film. It just, it was kind of my reaction. You know, you had the big twist. I already knew the big twist. Everyone already knew the twist. Like, maybe at the time, but again, I didn't see the movie at the time, and throughout the years, Ace Ventura: Pet Detective is how I first knew of The Crying Game. But I think Stephen Ray's probably most famous for that. He's been in other stuff as well. You also have Brendan Gleeson, which he was in 28 Days Later. He was in Lake Placid. I like both of those films. He's been in other stuff as well. I like him as an actor. Alfred Molina, who was in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He was Dr. Octopus in Spider-Man 2 with Tobey Maguire. Good actor. Paul Giamatti is in this. Very small role as a hotel clerk in New York. I'm like, wait a minute, is that fucking... Holy shit, that's Paul Giamatti. Damn. Well, I mean, hey, working actor, and before he got bigger roles and was famous. Now, A Further Gesture, Stephen Ray stars as a guy that was part of the IRA, Irish Republican Army. I believe is the right term for it. If so, I apologize. But he's part of the IRA. Very Irish in terms of accent, and when it gets to New York, you hear a lot of like Irish type of songs playing to really beat you over the head. Yeah, he's Irish. He's in prison, visited by his girlfriend. Brendan Gleeson is there as another prisoner and friend of Stephen Ray. And you come to find out that the ladies who are there to see the men, they've hidden weapons between their legs. I don't know how far up between their legs. Pull the gun out, it's jammed with juice. Juicy fruities. But I just hit him between the thighs. And to be perfectly honest, this whole bit with the prison was the most interesting, best part of the movie. I kind of wish the entire movie was about this prison break. Because after that, to me, the movie went to shit, in my opinion. Because in the prison, like, interacting with Brendan Gleeson, and you don't quite know why Stephen Ray is there, but it seems like people are taking a bit more seriously. Like when they're getting the guns and they're talking to the guards like one guard tries to talk down Brendan Gleeson as if he's more friendly, but then when Stephen Ray gets it, the guy's like, nope, I'm not. Okay, here you go. Like they know Stephen Ray is more to be taken seriously and maybe deadlier. I thought there's some nicely tense bits with this prison break. Before the shit hits the fan, Stephen Ray's realizing what's going on and is like, well, I don't know if I want to do this. How much time do I have? And Brendan Gleeson's like, well, take your time. We got about a minute and a half. And how they deal with the guards and how they try to escape and then things mess up and one van they're in tips over. Like, this whole bit, like, first 20-some minutes, to me, is the best part of the movie, the most interesting part of the film. Because after that, and they escape, at least some of them do, pretty much Stephen Ray says, you know what, I need to get out of here, get away from this, and goes to New York. He goes to New York, becomes a dishwasher. His co-worker is Alfred Molina, who plays a Guatemalan, and he has a sister. And other than Stephen Ray really trying to get the Irish accent out, Alfred Molina, I like him as an actor. There's not a whole lot that happens for the good chunk of the movie. It's just, spoiler alert, Stephen Ray tries to help out this junkie. The junkie stabs him in the back. Alfred Molina, who became quick friends with him, wants to see how he's doing. Sees that he's bleeding. Paul Giamatti, the hotel clerk, says, "I want him out because I don't want him bleeding on the carpet." Alfred Molina takes him back to his place. Stephen Ray meets his sister, falls in love with the sister. Good chunk of it's a love story between Stephen Ray and the sister that, to be honest, I didn't give a rat's ass about the love story. I didn't. I just didn't care. Didn't care what was going on with the love story. They're dancing, they're shopping for clothes, they have sex. And then ultimately they find out they know who Stephen Ray is and his past. They want pretty much his help. And Stephen Ray's like, "Okay, what do you guys want? What gesture can I give you?" Oh, in Guatemala there was this guy who led, like, I think these like death squads. So a guy named Ramon. And back in Guatemala, like, a lot of people were dying and killed, and murdered. So they want to kill this guy. I didn't really. I mean, there's really not much of a planning. There's not really not much of a setup. And when the plan happens, I go, "That's it." I've seen TV shows with more exquisite plans. I've seen sitcoms with more exquisite plans. Like, really, all that happens, which I thought, that's it. This is all that happens. It's four of them: Stephen Ray, the sister, his new girlfriend, Alfred Molina's sister, Alfred Molina, and who is it? This other guy who gave Stephen Ray a hard time, and he's helping out because to him it's the right thing to do. They're in a van. They locked the gates to the guy's door. They pull up. They shoot one bodyguard. They tell another guy pretty much to fuck off. And then they shoot Ramon. Alfred Molina gets wounded. They finish off Ramon. No, I mean, they finish off the bodyguard. They go out. They clear up a van. Burn it for evidence. Alfred Molina, I guess, gets away. The sister is going to wait for Stephen Ray. Stephen Ray goes into this bar one last time before he has to go. Sees Brendan Gleeson. Comes out. The FBI is there. I think we're led to believe Brendan Gleeson worked with the FBI. I think. Maybe. As in, like, he made a deal with them. I think that's what we're led to believe. I could be wrong on that. Stephen Ray's not going to go back. He sees the girl, but he pulls out a gun. He gets shot. And then the FBI look around. They see the girl. "Hey, this is a crime scene. What happened?" And the guy goes, "Some Irish thing." It's funny, on Letterboxd, someone says, "I wonder if they're trying to go, 'Don't worry, Jay, it's Chinatown.'" If that was what they're trying to say with the Some Irish thing, like try to make that another moniker, another famous line. It was Some Irish thing. And pretty much the movie's over. Like I said, it's... When you look at films and you see films like State of Grace, that's a very good movie with Sean Penn. I like that. I thought a film like that was much better. I hate to say it, I'd probably rather take The Devil's Own over this. And that's Brad Pitt with a pretty sketchy Irish accent. It's long in the tooth. I'm not big on that film either, but if you ask me which I would rather watch, I'd probably rather watch that just for Harrison Ford and such over this. I can't really say I was a big fan of the film. It's not a rant because it didn't make me mad or hate it or anything. It's just, I think the first 20-25 minutes was the most interesting part of the film, and after that, it got rather boring. Not much happened. I didn't care about the love story. The whole hit is just. Let me put it this way. Remember Commando? Remember the beginning of the film with Bill Duke and they were garbage guys, garbage collectors, garbage truck, and they come out and they shoot the guy at the very opening of Commando? That had more to it than this finale. That had more to it and more impact. That was the beginning of Commando. So it's like a lot of build up and a whole lot of nothing happening, and then like this is. I guess hey, Stephen Ray's gonna die to try to make the film more dramatic and more impactful, which I'm like it doesn't, at least to me. But yeah, it's cool if Magnum Mac and others liked it, but I can see why this film's pretty forgotten. I mean, like I said, first third of the film, that should have been the entire movie. I think that would have been more interesting to get to know Stephen Ray and Brendan Gleeson in this prison. Hell, you have Alfred Molina in the prison. I don't know, just when he got out, there wasn't a whole lot to it. So, I mean, unless you're a big Stephen Ray fan, you want to watch anything with Alfred Molina and such in it, like I said, I don't know what else to say. I'm just repeating myself. So with that said, thanks for watching. Thanks once again, Magnum Mac. And we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.